There are seasons in life where suffering changes everything. Dreams collapse, relationships shift, prayers seem unanswered, and the hardest question begins to rise inside the human heart. God, where are you? The book of Job forces us to wrestle with one of the deepest realities of human existence. Why do the righteous suffer? But Job 42 is not merely the ending of a painful story. It is the revelation of what suffering could not destroy. Because by the time we arrive at Job 42, Job has lost his children, lost his wealth, lost his health, lost his reputation, and almost lost his peace. Yet something survived the storm, his relationship with God. And that becomes the center of the entire book. Job 42 is not mainly about getting blessings back. It is about seeing God differently after pain. And many believers today need this message. Because some people think restoration means God gives me everything back exactly as it was. But biblical restoration is deeper than replacement. Sometimes God restores your heart before He restores your circumstances. Sometimes He rebuilds your vision before He rebuilds your life. And sometimes the greatest miracle is not that you survived the storm, but that your faith survived it. The book of Job is considered one of the oldest books in the Bible. Many scholars believe Job lived during the time of the patriarchs, possibly around the era of Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. This explains several details in the text. 1. Job acts as priest for his family. 2. Wealth is measured through livestock. 3. Long lifespans are emphasized. 4. There is no mention of Israel, the law of Moses, or the temple system. Job likely lived in the land of Uz, an area east of Israel. And culturally, suffering in the ancient world was usually interpreted as punishment from the gods. People believed, if you prosper, heaven favors you. If you suffer, heaven is against you. That theology still exists today. Even now, people quietly assume, if someone is struggling, maybe God is judging them. If someone is blessed financially, they must be spiritually healthy. But the book of Job completely destroys simplistic theology. Because Job was not suffering because he was wicked. In fact, in Job chapter 1, God Himself describes Job as blameless and upright. That means the entire book challenges shallow assumptions about pain. Sometimes suffering is not punishment. Sometimes it is a stage upon which deeper revelation will emerge. Theologically, Job teaches us several powerful truths. 1. God's sovereignty extends beyond human understanding. One of the hardest realities in Job is this: God allowed the testing. Satan could not touch Job without divine permission. That is uncomfortable theology, because it means God sometimes permits what He could immediately stop. And modern Christianity often struggles with this. We are comfortable with a God who blesses, but uncomfortable with a God who allows mystery. Yet Job reveals something profound. God is always working on levels humanity cannot fully see. There was a heavenly conversation Job knew nothing about. Which means, while Job was grieving on earth, there were realities unfolding beyond his understanding. And that is still true today. There are battles you do not see, purposes you do not yet understand, spiritual realities beyond your perspective. Sometimes we interpret silence as abandonment, when heaven is actually accomplishing something deeper. Satan accused Job of serving God only because of blessings. In other words, take away the benefits, and He will stop loving you. That accusation still exists today. Can faith survive loss? Can worship survive disappointment? Can obedience survive unanswered questions? That is why Job matters. Because Job teaches us that authentic faith is not merely transactional. Real faith says, even when I do not understand, I will still trust God. That is difficult theology in a comfort-driven generation, because modern culture often teaches us to follow what feels good, avoid discomfort, abandon anything and everything that's painful. But biblical faith is deeper than emotional convenience. Faith is not proven when life is easy. Faith is revealed when life becomes painful. Now we arrive at Job 42. After all the debates, all the pain, all the confusion, God speaks, and when God speaks, everything changes. Job says, I have heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Job 42 verse 5. This is one of the deepest verses in the entire Bible, because Job is admitting something astonishing. I knew about God before suffering, but now I know him differently. Pain introduced Job to dimensions of God he had never encountered before. And this is important, because some revelations only emerge in suffering. There are truths about God that are learned only in weakness, can only be discovered in dependency, and uncovered in brokenness. Truths that comfort and ease could never teach. Many believers know God intellectually, but suffering often transforms theology into intimacy. Before the storm, God may be doctrine. After the storm, he becomes reality. Another major theological lesson in Job 42 is God's rebuke of Job's friends. God says they did not speak rightly about him. This is powerful because Job's friends sounded religious. They used spiritual language, quoted traditional wisdom, spoke confidently. But they misrepresented God. And this still happens today. Sometimes people speak about suffering with no compassion. Just have more faith. If you suffered, you must have sinned. Or, real believers never struggle. But Job destroys the shallow thinking. Theological accuracy matters, because when people suffer, wrong theology can deepen wounds. Sometimes the greatest ministry is not explanation, but presence. Job's friends were most helpful when they sat silently with him. But once they began assuming they understood everything, they spoke wrongly about God. And we must be careful today. Not every storm means God abandoned someone. Not every struggle means divine judgment. Because sometimes faithful people walk through painful seasons. Then the restoration comes. God restores Job's fortunes, blesses him again, gives him long life. But notice something carefully. The greatest restoration happened before the blessings returned. Job's heart was restored first. His vision was restored first. His understanding was restored first. Because restoration is not merely external. Some people regain money but remain broken internally. Some regain success but never regain peace. But God's deepest work happens within. And this matters today, because many people are asking God only for a circumstantial restoration. Restore my finances, restore my opportunities, restore what I lost. But God often begins deeper. He begins by restoring perspective, restoring trust, restoring intimacy, and by restoring spiritual maturity. Sometimes God allows the storm to remove everything you depended on except him. Not to destroy you, but to reveal what is eternal. We live in a generation uncomfortable with suffering. Everything is designed for convenience. Instant answers, instant gratification, instant comfort. But spiritual maturity rarely develops instantly. Some of the strongest believers are people who suffered deeply yet remained faithful. And many people watching this today are carrying silent pain. Some are exhausted emotionally. Some are disappointed spiritually. Some are confused because life did not unfold the way they expected. And Job speaks directly to that condition. Your suffering is not always evidence of God's absence. Sometimes God is doing deeper work beneath the surface. Sometimes heaven is accomplishing things your current perspective cannot yet understand. And sometimes the greatest testimony is this: the storm changed many things, but it did not destroy my faith. Job ultimately points us toward Christ, because Job cried out for a mediator, someone who could stand between God and humanity. And Jesus became that mediator. Jesus Christ entered human suffering personally. He was rejected, mocked, wounded, forsaken. Which means Christianity does not present a distant God untouched by pain. It presents a Savior acquainted with grief. And because Christ suffered, believers can trust him in suffering. The cross proves that God can bring redemption even out of what appears devastating. Maybe today you feel like Job, confused, wounded, emotionally exhausted. But Job 42 reminds us, your story is not over because the chapter is painful. God still speaks, God still restores, God still reveals himself. And sometimes the greatest blessing is not what God gives back, but who you become through the process. Because there are dimensions of intimacy with God that can only be discovered in total dependence. So, if you are in a hard season, do not abandon your faith. Do not allow pain to define God incorrectly. Do not let suffering convince you that heaven is silent. The same God who met Job in the whirlwind still meets broken people today. And when God reveals himself, clarity begins to emerge from confusion. Not every question may be answered, but his presence becomes enough. If this message encouraged you, take a moment to subscribe, share this video, and leave a comment below. What has suffering taught you about God? And remember this, sometimes God restored your life by first restoring your vision of him.